Previously on Viltrakis Design Build.
When they said, hey, you know what, we know this young man, he in fact worked with us at the beginning and went out on his own, and we've been watching him and seeing how he's developed, and you know, he's done a great job, and we have all the confidence in him. I felt I think I said it that way too. I said, hey, you know what, if you guys have a lot of confidence in him, then I do too.
Like almost no way.
I know we have like the short guy in the end and the tall guys in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, pause there for a second. Let me get over to this ramp.
Oh.
Alex, Gordon, Logan. Who's your favorite?
Okay. And he was saying all the way down.
Dude, this is gangster. Dang.
All right. So I guess I'm just as stabilized as a lifter.
I'm not allowed to say. It's like picking your favorite kid. It's tough because Logan and I have the least time and connection. You know, like, love him, dude is jolly and has his quirks and things to appreciate. Gordon, he's a tough cookie. He's a tough nut to crack, and is very guarded, even as his friend, and very much doesn't get past those shells.
I'm always the guy that's kind of like yelling at people if I have to. I'm like Joey's yell man. I can see it in his face. You know, I can tell. I just look at Joey, and it's like when we're doing concrete or something, we have kind of a newer guy. I'm like, you know, we explain to him, you know, you gotta stay on top of it. And I look at Joey and I can see his face when he looks over at him, and I'm like, I got you. What are you doing?
And Alex is much more open book, but he also is the one I butt the heads with the most.
Being in any control of the
Problem is it doesn't feel like it's tilting until it's like,
oh yeah,
really tilting.
It's been pretty incredible, like the transformation that Joey has made. One of the biggest things that I've noticed is he's become a lot more bold, and in a good way. Not, you know, like not brash and not like egotistical or anything. I think he's become a lot more sure of himself and not nearly as timid.
Usually we figure out a system on the last window. We figured it out on the first
No,
trip.
on the drive home.
On the drive home, you're like, man, we should have done this.
You know, it used to be that he would want to make everybody happy. He'd want to make every customer happy. And I would see customers kind of take advantage of that and just try to walk all over him. And he's, oh, you know, I can't, like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. And it's like, to the point of him losing money. You know, if a customer was like, well, you know, you need to do this and you need to do this, and you know, I'm not gonna be happy until you do this. And Joey would just go above and beyond to make them happy, which, you know, can be to a fault, because it's like, well, no, dude, they're taking advantage of you. You can't let them do that. And, you know, he's become a lot more, this is how it is.
Yeah, I'm getting
Alex, come over here. Alex, come over here. We need you to keep it from tilting. Okay, coming down. Okay, tilt it up straight. Okay, now we're straight.
Okay, now we want to go get the guys to get your way a little bit more.
Okay, those people got to be ready down there. Do we want the strap further back? Because we're good on weight over here, I think.
They can't be further back. That's as far back as they can go.
We're on the window.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, now we're going down.
The side's not dropping.
Drop edge.
All right. We want to just park it here and move the basket instead of walking across this?
We have a brotherly relationship and a similar to brother-like separation in age, and him being the older one. So, and with me being the business owner, there's that obvious dynamic of the younger one making the decisions, but I try to be very open to other people's ideas, and I tend to try to be the guy that listens and hears advice, because I feel like if I don't always take that in, I am risking growth and risking my ability to grow as a person and as a company. But the other side of that is that people get used to giving their ideas and think that that's always appropriate, and sometimes it's not. So sometimes our headbutting is a result of me making a decision, and then the decision gets pushed back on a little bit, like, well, what if this and what if that?
Hey, that's good though.
Depending on how I go about it, I can either shut it down and be like, no, we're like, be quiet, let's move on, or however. And I tend to not be like that. I always want to double check myself, also because I am wrong a percentage of the time, or their idea maybe not wrong, maybe it is a better idea a percentage of the time. So sometimes our headbutting can be where he might even have the better idea, but I've already made the decision, I'm already committed to it, and we're going to do that. And then he knows that, recognizes that, sees me as being stubborn, but I'm allowed to be stubborn because I'm the decision maker, the business owner.
He doesn't let people walk all over him. He's you know, he stands his ground. He's just, I can't think of a good way, like I can't think of exactly how to explain it, but I mean, I guess that's a good description. He's becoming, good. Uncomfortable situation, good. But he's becoming, like, you know, more of a man. He's really growing into it, and I have to remember, like, geez, he's in his late 20s. He's not even 30 years old, and it's like he's already built this incredible company.
I don't know how he does everything so well, because he wears so many different hats, and well, all of them. He's a wonderful dad to our kids who love and adore him. They're so excited when he comes home from work, and Mattis, our oldest son, will, you know, run up to him and say, throw me in the air, and Joey will throw him in the air 15 times before sitting down after he just worked all day. And then he goes to work, and he really gives his business and his customer and his guys at work his full attention. So I love and admire that he is able to balance everything so well, because I don't know anybody else that is able to do it like he is.
Oh, so we just get warmed up and then we're ready for the biggins.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get dressed here.
Probably the master closet.
Does it have a rectangle like this? I think so. I think the master closet was called master closet though.
This has a good dent in the side of it.
You want to run and see?
Right here.
Wait, what's the number?
The windows were originally supposed to come a week before they did, and that day it was like just rain, wind, just a crazy windstorm. And so I told, you know, because Joey and I were kind of going back and forth, like, should we have, like, we don't really want to push it back, but it was going to be raining anyways. It was like, maybe we shouldn't get these windows in just for them to be stored inside, waiting for a sunny day. So we pushed it back a week. It was like rain every day up until the day that they came, bright sunny day, and it went great. Unloaded all the windows. There was like two full trailers full. I think there's 46 windows and eight doors, something like that. It's just crazy, and just enormous doors and windows. And we unloaded it way faster than we thought we were going to. And yeah, and it was like we had some time left over in the day. We thought it was going to be a full day of just unloading and getting them kind of in position. So that day we actually had some time left, and so I was like, oh, let's start installing the windows. So yeah. Them arriving went great. You know, you notice little things here and there when you're installing them, but a lot of the time you're so focused on getting the reveals correct, getting them plumb and square and everything, that you just kind of get it in. You're focused on, you know, caulking it correctly, flashing it, everything. And we were installing the windows, and it was the sort of thing we had, you know, 2 people doing one side of the house, 2 people doing the other. And we kind of started noticing some quality issues, kind of like, oh, man, these are like kind of top dollar windows. I'm surprised that they look like this. Hopefully not all of them do. We kind of talked at the end of the day, like, hey, you know, they kind of throughout the day just kind of mentioned, like, hey, do you notice kind of some kind of janky stuff with these windows? Like, just some kind of bad quality control. And I was like, yeah, you know, I've been taking pictures. You've been kind of taking pictures, and we went around and kind of started realizing like, this is an issue with a lot of these windows.
The reason why I wanted to build that building out there, the house, is because of the view. So, access to that view are going to be the windows and doors. And so that's something I obviously didn't want to skimp on, and so it's a very critical part of this house. In fact, just in terms of the design of that building, you have these moment arms, which is moment frames, which are the I-beams, metal I-beams, because you don't have any shear strength. There's so many windows on the west side, and so, but that's intentional, So when there was an issue with the windows, that was bad. I was out there I was visiting the site on the weekend with some family members, and just showing them around. And it happened to be one of those days where it was raining a lot, and it had rained like 2 days prior. And actually my girlfriend mentioned like, "Hey, is that water?" And so just in my mind, I'm like, well, they're still putting the windows in, and it's not quite sealed up yet, and this and that. And so I kind of left it at that. But it was a few days later when I had called Joey that was a weekend that I noticed that. And then Monday, I think that was also caught. And then Joey very promptly, started the process in getting this remedy fixed. And so that's when he approached the company and was adamant about like, hey, there's something clearly, definitely wrong here. I wanted to go out there so that they put a face with what's going on, and so that I expressed just a little history and I just make some, I just wanted to have them make more connection with the project than just like, oh, we screwed up and let's just clean this mess up,
Yeah.
Because it's like there's a guy out there that, this is a dream home for him, and he knows that there was a screw up, and that kind of thing. So, they did take, they are going to take or replace the French doors, right?
Yes, both of them. Both in the doors and frames entirely, all new units.
Okay, and then what about, and I forgot, I left before I thought about it, was that all glass door on the guest bedroom entrance from the outside? To the stairway? Yes, they're doing that, but I'm going to get a number for doing the whole frame. That way you could use this whole door and frame for the house to garage door. Okay, right, got it. Wait, you mean no, not the house to the garage, but that door? I want actually a solid door between the garage and the foyer. Okay, gotcha. I thought you were saying that you could use this one that's getting swapped out from the guest one to possibly use there. No. Okay. No, I want a solid door there, but okay. It's the utility room where all that stuff. There's going to be a door there, right, in the garage? Yes, but that one doesn't need to be an exterior door. We certainly could. Okay. Well, yeah, I know it doesn't need to be exterior, but I was just saying if you could use it, I wouldn't mind. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. That's all I was saying. Yeah, but no, between the foyer and the garage, I want that to be a solid door. Okay, gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Tim. Bye. All right. Have a good weekend. Bye. You too. Bye bye. When you make a window order this big, you're naturally incredibly excited about the whole order showing up and getting to check them out and install them and see the quality. And just like if you're ordering a brand new car, you're elated about it. You're excited when it shows up. It's got a big old bow on it, and you go check it out. And if there's any little issue, whether it's a little manufacturing defect or someone opened the door into a pole before you load it in the truck, it can kind of kill your excitement a bit. So Sierra Pacific is doing a huge thing by going over this thing with a fine-tooth comb, even after we've installed them, to make sure that it's exactly what has been delivered, because what's been paid for has been delivered. But naturally, there is kind of the mountain to climb emotionally, I guess, if you want to call it that.
when you have this incredibly high expectation of just it showing up perfect, and knowing that every company is susceptible to there being issues, whether it's quality control things or things that even the company itself can't control because of harsh roads or just transportation, the nature of it just being difficult. And it's had its effect on the morale, because you don't want to have to go backwards, you don't want to have to replace stuff. But ultimately, the most important thing to us is that they're taking care of it and they're going above and beyond to make sure that the product that has been paid for is in fact being delivered, a perfect set of windows.
We had the reps come out and we really kind of explained what's going on, and they were able to, hook us up. Joey just went straight into like, all right, this is the problem, this is what's going on, like pointing out all the windows, showing them like pictures of stuff. And it was kind of awkward at first when they showed up, because you're like, I don't know if I should say hi or, be cool right now. Yeah. And we're just like, Joey walked in and just started taking them around, showing them all the windows, and like showing them how like the craftsmanship of the window was just put together horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, either supervisors weren't paying attention to the quality and they just let them go, or, maybe it was like Friday they were building all the windows.
They saw it themselves and they were embarrassed. They couldn't believe that those were rolling out. And I think a big reason why they were so willing to, because they ended up replacing a ton of the windows and doors. And I think a big part of that, why they were so willing to work with us and go above and beyond to make us happy, was because we weren't emotional. We didn't come out this, guns blazing, oh, we're gonna sue you guys, this is pushing our job back, you're gonna pay for all the whatever. It was, we're coming up with a realistic solution, but you guys need to make this right, because this is 100% on you. These are unacceptable windows. You are going to make this right. And they did. They absolutely did. They came through, they replaced all the windows that had any kind of quality control issues, and even beyond, windows that we said, oh, we're having, that window, there's something wrong with this. We're gonna replace all four of that style of window, we're gonna replace all of them, because we don't want you guys to have any kind of issues. And, so that was very impressive for them to come through, and, they've answered all the phone calls at the drop of a hat. If we say, hey, there's something that we missed, they'll send somebody out, or like send us pictures. We'll make it right. They have been very good about making sure that they honor their warranty and they stand behind their product, and that's been very impressive.
Coming out of the window situation, we're relieved, but it's kind of this, I don't want to call it quite euphoric, but we're just stoked that something that could have gone so bad went so well. And we're cruising. We're on autopilot, we're installing, and we're moving on. And all of a sudden I get a text from Gordon that just brings me right back down to reality.
Looking at Joey, I'm like, man, this would be super cool. And it's like, I want to do it as well. Because it inspired me to like want to do that, because I'm like, we're building $1 million, $3-4 million house. So it's like, I want to be in Joey's position where I can not super worry about things, like I want my wife to be able to stay home and not have to work either. It's always been my goal. Ever since I started construction, it's something I always wanted to be. My own boss, have my own company, grow my own brand. I was like 7 or something when I texted him, and I knew it would stress him out. So I was like, I can just come over and just talk to you right away. Because I was like, hey, can I talk to you tomorrow? And he's like, sure, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, I just want to talk to you. And then he's like, I can come over. I was like, I'll just come over to the office real quick. And then something I just wanted to drive home was like, I want to keep our friendship. Because it was like, the most important part was driving that home, was like, I'm quitting, but I'm not quitting to be your friend, like I watched his little one, grow up through the years of, building him and his company, So it's kind of like, it was a bummer to leave. It was probably the hardest thing I've done. And I'm super stoked that Tony's, there working with him too, now that his brother's able to be there, which is cool. I'm super stoked for him.
I wish nothing but the best for him, and I know he's going to be successful no matter what he does. I just had hoped and still kind of do hope that he in the future wants to be successful with us. Just because we're never not going to be friends, but we all have to work 8 to 10, 12 hours a day to get by. And I guess I'd rather do that with him. So